Coming up this week on Wildcat Fastbreak, the Northwestern men look for a win on the road, while the women start their push for the postseason. Plus, we'll introduce you to one Wildcat senior who's being recognized nationally for her work with autism. All that and more this week on Wildcat Fastbreak. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Wildcat Fastbreak, your weekly home for everything Northwestern basketball. Alongside the head coach of Northwestern men's basketball, Chris Collins, I'm Dave Ennett. Joe McEwen will join me a little later on in the show. The Northwestern men hit the road last week looking to break a losing streak, but Coach, playing at Nebraska and Wisconsin, not exactly an easy way to go about that.
Yeah, two of the tougher venues in our league. And although our effort was great, we played hard. Again, we had a little stretch in each game where it got away from us. And against a really good team on their home floor, that's all it takes.
Well, let's take a look at the highlights. We go to Pinnacle Bank Arena, Lincoln, Nebraska last Tuesday. The Wildcats and the Nebraska Cornhuskers. A couple of your freshmen had good games here. Scotty Lindsey hits the three. He had 12 points in the game, really found his shot.
Yeah, Scotty played well in this game. He was aggressive. He was looking for his offense and gave us a big lift.
Trey Demps with a floater in the lane there. Cats are down 12-10. Later, it's senior Jershawn Cobb. He will end up with the ball over in the corner and makes the three-pointer.
Thought we were sharing the ball really well in this game. Had some great passes, and guys were knocking down shots, which always looks great.
Speaking of knocking down shots, here's a guy who was doing that and doing a lot of things in this game. Alex Ola bouncing back from a tough game against Purdue. 16 points, 4 assists, and a block shot.
Yeah, Alex really asserted himself in this game. You could see he really worked hard for low post position. Guys really found him here. He gets the tip in and really gave us a huge lift in the first half when we needed it. And we felt really good about ourselves going into the break, only down by 2.
Down by 2, 35-33. Second half, and then on the first possession of the second half, you see Ola kicking to Jershawn Cobb for a three-pointer, and the Wildcats are in front. But here's where you went through one of those stretches, Chris, where Nebraska comes out, goes on a big run here, and takes control of the game beyond Turan Petaway.
17-0 run was a killer. We went from 1 up to 16 down, and that's where the game got away from us, and we weren't really ever able to recover from that.
Though you certainly like that play. Vic Law flying in for the tip dunk. He had 11 points. Wildcats struggles in the second half, though, kept them on the wrong end of the final score. Nebraska wins it 76-60. Taking a look at the final stats, Ola led the way in scoring with 16. He also added 4 assists. Scotty Lindsey and Vic Law also in double-figure scoring for the Wildcats, the freshmen combining for 23 points. Cats return to the Kohl Center Saturday, where last year they upset Wisconsin, but the Badgers got off to a really fast start in this one. Frank Kaminsky hits the three-pointer, then he feeds Bronson Koenig for another. Wisconsin led by as much as 17 early on, but midway through the half, Chris, seemed like you guys got their legs under them and started to battle back.
Yeah, after that initial 21-4 push, I thought we settled in and started playing some good basketball. We had a heavy dose of zone in that game to try to slow them up a little bit, and then guys saw the ball go in. We got some confidence and ended up cutting it to 8, which was great for our guys to bounce back.
You saw Vic Law with the spot up 3 there, and then Bryant McIntosh with the floater. He bounced back from a tough night against Nebraska. At halftime, though, Wisconsin is up 37-21 as you go to the locker room. What was your message to your guys at halftime?
Well, I thought the last couple minutes of the first half really hurt us. We had cut it to 8, and then they hit us with an 8-point bulge at the end of the half to go right back up to 16. So it was really tough in the second half against a team like Wisconsin. It was just too big of a mountain to climb, although our guys kept fighting, kept battling the rest of the game.
You saw the baskets there from Demps and McIntosh, and then Ola again kind of took things over in the second half. See a couple of his shots here. He scored 9 straight points for you in the second.
Yeah, I really like how Alex is playing. You see he's really looking for the ball. He's aggressive. He's getting deep low post position. and he's been very confident with his moves. And here you see him out on the floor running, which is something he's added this year, his ability to get out and transition and run in the open court.
Not enough, though, as the Badgers win it by a final score of 65-50. Looking at the scoreboard, Ola leads the way with 15. McIntosh added 13. Defensively, the Cats held the Badgers to just 38% shooting, their second lowest percentage of the season, but Wisconsin grabbed 13 offensive rebounds, which McIntosh said after the game made a big difference in the outcome.
Yeah, that was a big key for today. You know, if you play zone, you hopefully force long contested threes, and you know, with long threes, you have long rebounds, and we didn't do a good enough job of corralling rebounds. So.
When we return on Wildcat Fast Break, we'll get Coach Chris Collins' thoughts on the week. Plus, the Wildcat women open a crucial stretch for their postseason hopes. That's coming up right after this.
Switch to Cricket Wireless this tax season and get a free 4G LTE smartphone after mail-in rebate. And a free month of service after completing 2 months on select plans. That way you can turn your tax refund into a me fund and treat yourself to something nice, like every flavor and every topping. Cricket, something to smile about.
Maybe it's called the beaten path because it can be beaten. The Acura MDX with available surface street traffic information.
When former arena football player and current high-level sports performance trainer Pinklin Thomas was struck with debilitating pain, it was ultimately diagnosed as spinal stenosis. His spine specialist at Northwestern Medicine corrected the ailment through an advanced surgical procedure that cut his recovery time in half. Now he's back to a full schedule of helping others reach their top physical goals. If we can do this for Pinklin, imagine what we can do for you.
Hi, I'm Rob Patter, owner of Evanston Subaru in Skokie, inside Welsh Ryan Arena at Northwestern University. I'm proud to sponsor Northwestern Athletics again this season with our award-winning lineup of all-wheel drive Subarus. Like the all-new 2015 Subaru Outback, the 2015 Subaru Legacy Sedan, the Subaru Forester, and the Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid. Evanston Subaru in Skokie on Oakton at McCormick.
Chicago is my hometown. It's a city that loves basketball. That's why I came to Northwestern. We're working hard every day to make this a program Chicago can be proud of. We know it's a journey, and it's not going to be easy. But that's going to make achieving our goals even sweeter. Join us.
Welcome back to Wildcat Fast Break. Northwestern men's basketball coach Chris Collins is with us. Chris, tough week for your team. We saw the highlights earlier from Nebraska and Wisconsin. And once again, in both those games, you went through a long scoreless drought that kind of got the game away from you. How do you avoid going through those?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination. You have to try to run good offense and find a way to score, and then really dig down defensively and get some stops when a team is going on that run. I mean, in these last two games, it was the beginning part of the second half against Nebraska that did us in, and in the Wisconsin game, it was the first 5 minutes of the game where we got off to a tough 21-4 deficit.
Defensively, you showed improvement from the first meeting with Wisconsin. Held them to their second lowest scoring output of the season, and you used a 2-3 zone with pretty good effectiveness. Why did that work so well?
Well, we just felt in our man-to-man with their size and as well as they run their stuff, our best chance to try to slow them down a little bit was to show some zone, and it allowed Alex to kind of stay in the paint and not get strung out. And I thought overall we did a pretty good job. They made some shots, but we forced a lot of threes. It neutralized Kaminsky a little bit, where he didn't get his normal 20, 25 points. And our inability to rebound, though, is what really hurt us. I thought we forced a lot of tough shots early, but then we couldn't get those long rebounds, and that's what really did us in on the offensive end for them.
Alex Ola led you in scoring in both games last week. A couple real nice bounce-back games for him. Seems like he's sort of regained the scoring touch he showed earlier in the season.
Yeah, he had a tough night against Purdue, and to see him bounce back and have two really good games against high-quality opponents, Nebraska and Wisconsin, showed his maturity and show how far he's come as a player. And certainly for us, we got these 8 conference games left. We are at our best when Alex is playing well, and we need to keep the big fella going.
Well, you'll need him this week. We turn our attention to the Acura keys to the upcoming week. You're back home for a pair of games, 4 of the next 5 at home, starting Tuesday night at Welsh Ryan Arena when Michigan State comes to town. You played overtime against the Spartans at their place earlier in the season. What do you see as the key to this matchup this time around?
Well, anytime you play Michigan State, you talk about your transition defense and then your ability to rebound. And those have been 2 things when we've struggled that have been weaknesses for us. And we have to try to take away their fast breaks, make them play in the half court, and then when that ball does go up in the glass, we have to do a great job of rebounding, and hopefully it'll be a great crowd at Welsh Ryan, and being home, we can get back on that winning track.
Only a couple of Big Ten teams you haven't seen yet. One of them on Sunday at Welsh Ryan Arena, the Iowa Hawkeyes, first of 2 meetings with them. A lot of talent on this Iowa team. You beat them in the Big Ten tournament last year. What's going to be the key against them?
Well, Iowa's really hitting their groove right now. They're playing very good basketball. They have great veteran leadership. Aaron White, Adam Woodbury, Mike Gazelle, guys that have been, Jared Utoff, guys that have been around for a long time. They're very long and athletic, so you have to take care of the ball. You have to make sure you get good shots, and then again, when that ball's up on the glass and you have a chance in the paint, you have to try to do your job and make it as hard as you can for them.
All right, Coach, good luck this week, and we'll talk to you again next week. That's Northwestern men's coach Chris Collins. When Wildcat Fastbreak continues, we'll take a look at the Wildcat women. Stay with us. Welcome back to Wildcat Fast Break. We're joined now by the head coach of Northwestern women's basketball, Joe McEwen. With just a month left to go in the regular season, the Wildcats are looking to make a push for the postseason. And that push started Thursday night in Bloomington, Indiana, against the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, the Hoosiers got off to an early 10-2 lead, but Kristen Inman provides a spark for the Wildcats. And then Lauren Douglas, posting up, hits the turnaround jumper, makes the basket, and gets fouled. The Wildcats only down 5 now. Joe, you turned things around after a rough start in this game.
Yeah, David, we started to get the ball inside, and I think offensively made some tough shots, so it really gave us a spark and got off to a little slow start defensively.
Kristen Inman, the three-pointer now. Wildcats are up by 2, 35 seconds left in the first half. Alex Cohen, the offensive rebound, and the Wildcats lead it 32-28 at halftime. Quite the turn of events. Second half, 40-36. Nia Coffey dishes to Maggie Lyon underneath for an easy bucket. Then Ashley Deary hits Lauren Douglas for another easy layup. You're getting the points in the paint here.
Doing a really good job of finding people, David. And Lauren, is such a hard matchup. She can get to the rim.
9.5 minutes to go now. The game tied at 48. Ashley Deary works hard to regain the lead. Describe this play, Joe.
Well, I can only say that I taught her that, David.
Pretty good move. And now down 2. Nia Coffey takes a 3 and she buries it. Northwestern takes the lead with 7 minutes remaining and forces an Indiana timeout. 5 minutes left. Tie game. Maggie Lyon pulls up for a jumper. She misses, gets her own rebound, puts it in, giving Northwestern a 2-point lead. And then the finishing touch here, Alex Cohen, the three-pointer, putting the Cats up by 7 with 3 minutes left. And the Wildcats win the game in Bloomington. Big win, 75-69, the final score. Taking a look at final numbers, Kristen Inman, one of 4 Wildcats in double figures. Nia Coffey with another double-double, 14 points and 12 rebounds, and NU dominated scoring in the paint.
It's good. It's a good momentum for us coming into February because we have 2 wins for this month so far. So just to keep up the good work and take what we learned from Minnesota in this game and carry it over. Any team can go on a run any day. So I think it just shows toughness and perseverance on our part to be able to withstand their runs and come back and make one of our own.
Back home Sunday afternoon for Breast Cancer Awareness Day at Welsh Ryan Arena, and to take on Illinois. The Wildcats in transition in the early going with Nia Coffey running the floor. 3-on-1, finding Ashley Deary back to Coffey. Nice little give and go there, and Coffey gets the points and the foul. And then it'll be Nia again with the spin and the turnaround jumper to give the Wildcats their first lead of the game. A little different start for you than it was against Indiana.
Yeah, and I think being at home, great crowd, they were just real comfortable.
Working the ball around the perimeter here with Cohen finding a cutting Lauren Douglas. She gets the roll and 1. Douglas, a great spark off the bench, finished with 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting. Later, Deary goes cross-court to an open Maggie Lyon. She won't miss often with that kind of time and space. 18-16 with 8 minutes to go in the half. And again, great ball movement here as Coffey passes to Alex Cohen, who touch passes with one hand out to Douglas. Douglas takes it baseline for 2. Closing minutes of the first half, and Ashley Deary will come up with the steal here, and she will take it the distance, and the Wildcats leave the half with a 4-point lead, 31-27 over the Illini. Second half, the Cats lead growing to double digits with Maggie Lyon driving the length of the floor. She finished with a team-high 17 on 6 of 13 shooting. Now in transition again, and it's Carly Roser in her first start of the season finding Deary for the layup. This after Illinois had battled all the way back to tie the game with 3 minutes to go. And late in the game, it's Coffey off the Lyon block. She finds an open Roser, and the Wildcats would go on to a 64-58 victory. There's the final score. It's a season sweep of Illinois for the Wildcats. First time since 2011 that Northwestern has swept its in-state rival. Maggie Lyon with 17 to lead the way scoring, and Nia Coffey records her 10th double-double of the season in the win. Coach Joe McCune is back with us now. Coach, a couple more back and forth down to the wire. I know that those don't help you age too gracefully, right, when you see a big lead get away, but at the end you're able to pull that game out.
Yeah, what a great game, and we really played terrific, shared the basketball, and played with a lot of heart and a lot of fire. Sometimes our decision making, we're still a young team, and you know, we don't close out as quickly as I would like to, but I think we're learning as we go, and these are all big games in February.
We saw in the highlights you scored 42 points in the paint against Indiana. What allowed you that much success inside in that game?
Yeah, I think we got great production, people posting up, and different our guards got inside a little bit too, and just took advantage of some size matchups, and so hopefully we can continue that as we go through the rest of the Big Ten. We have the ability to play inside out.
You had to play Sunday without Kristen Inman, who was injured in practice. What's her status going forward?
Yeah, hopefully, Dave, nothing that's going to keep her out, a whole lot longer. So, we'll evaluate it day to day, and she's the most efficient player on our roster. I
know a stat that you have to love. With the win over Illinois, you went 7-0 this year against in-state opponents. How important is that to beat the teams from this area?
No question, Dave. Just great for our players, and just recruiting and trying to rebuild the culture of Northwestern basketball. When I got here, was just trying to open up Chicago and the state of Illinois, and to do what we did this year and really last year too means a lot.
You've already got 7 wins in Big Ten play, your most since 2009, 2010, with 3 weeks to go in the season. Too early to start thinking about how each upcoming game will affect your chances of going into the postseason?
Yes, too early. And
had a feeling you might say that.
Yeah, and because I've been fortunate enough to coach a long time, you understand. You can't get ahead of yourself, especially in a league so balanced that, and a road league, which is really tough when you go to other people's homes. So we're just going to go one game at a time.
We got 2 big games on the road coming up this week against Purdue and Michigan. Good luck this week on the road, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Okay, Dave, thank you.
That's Wildcat women's coach Joe McEwen. Still to come on Wildcat Fastbreak. She's making a big impact on the court and off. We'll introduce you to Alex Cohen. Stay with us.
Are you ready to go? How's the hip?
I think you know that we have to take this one plant at a time. It's really the only way that Eunice Feldman knows how to garden. We have got a lot of great bulbs, strong perennials. I am looking forward to a great season and can't wait to get back out onto the field. So thank you and good night. Eunice.
Maybe it's called the beaten path because it can be beaten. The Acura MDX with available surface street traffic information.
If they make this, I'll eat the blazing wings.
This is no time for a change of heart, because before contracts with the size of Texas, a man's word meant something. So get back out there and show them what you got.
That's going.
Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
You okay, Big Cat?
At Cricket Wireless, we think you shouldn't have to worry about adding up all the taxes and fees to your monthly bill. That's why our plans start at just $35 after $5 auto pay credit. All in, taxes and fees included. Cricket, something to smile about. Welcome to Cricket Wireless, where what we say is what you pay. Like 5 lines for $100 a month. That's taxes and fees included. Switch now and get 5 for $100, all in. Cricket, something to smile about.
Grossinger Toyota North in Lincolnwood makes it really simple with our best price. What's that mean? Our best sellers. No gimmicks. Just our best price right up front. Lease a new Camry or a new RAV4. Grossinger's best price, $199 per month. You'll always get our best price on over 600 new vehicles in stock. Stop shopping. Your choice. $199 per month. Grossinger Toyota North in Lincolnwood. And always online at GrossingerToyotaNorth.com.
Only down 2. Cohen with the one-handed tap to Lauren Douglas, drives the baseline, puts it in. Alex Cohen just tapped it out with the right hand. Douglas caught it and drove the left baseline. Nice little play there.
Good job by Douglas using her 6'2" size to go right up and over the Illini defense.
Welcome back to Wildcat Fast Break. Over the past 2 seasons, Alex Cohen has developed from a backup center to a key part of the equation for the Northwestern women. At the same time, the Wisconsin native has turned into a leader for the Wildcats' community service efforts as well. As Rob Coons reports, this week Cohen was nationally recognized for her work.
My brother was diagnosed with autism when he was 3, and I was very young. He's 23 now. I just always knew I wanted to make a difference in his life and the lives of other individuals with autism.
Alex Cohen has spent the last 4 years making a difference at Northwestern. On the court, the senior is averaging almost 11 points and more than 5 rebounds per game in Big Ten play. But off it, her work is even more impressive.
I got involved with the Autism Speaks You chapter on campus, and that kind of opened my world to a whole bunch of new things. Decided to run for president my sophomore year and was lucky enough to be elected. I created an event called NU Goes Blue, and that was a gala evening that people from all over the Northwestern community and Chicagoland area were able to come, and it was pretty cool because we raised about $20,000 for Autism Speaks.
This week, the work paid off. Cohen was one of 5 Division I players in the country to be named to the 2015 All-State Good Works team for giving back to her community.
Coach called me up to the office, and with Coach you never know what it is, so I'm coming up there and he brings everybody out from the offices and tells me, and I was so excited, and I'm so proud and honored to be recognized for this award. Ultimately, I do the things I do not to be recognized, so having this recognition was pretty cool, but it's all about community and service, this award, and just being able to represent Northwestern well and make an impact, like I said, on my brother's life and on the lives of other people with autism is pretty cool, and I'm very humbled.
After graduation, Cohen plans to pursue basketball internationally. When she decides to hang up the sneakers, she says her time at Northwestern has prepared her for that as well.
I'm really hoping to work in nonprofit, specifically, if possible, in a world with autism. And so we'll see what happens, but I want to continue working in this field and hopefully making a difference.
Reporting for Wildcat Fastbreak, I'm Rob Coons.
That's all the time we have for Wildcat Fast Break this week. Remember that tickets are on sale now for Northwestern basketball. Call 888-GO-PURPLE or log on to nusports.com. Now for the coaches, Joe McEwen and Chris Collins, I'm Dave Edit. We'll see you right back here next week. And until then, go Cats.